start with the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the love that I've received in my last couple of videos. This is like just crazy to me. I'm so thankful for each and one of you, and I just love that you comment on my videos. I love speaking to you. I make sure to reply to each and every comment, and some of you have DM'd me on Instagram, and I feel like I'm just building a community with people that have similar interests, and nothing makes me happier than that. I recently posted a Substack post about the author Izumi Suzuki, who wrote Terminal Boredom. And I loved this collection of sci-fi stories so much that I wanted to read her novel, which is the only novel that has been translated to English, and that's Set My Heart on Fire. Izumi Suzuki was born in post-war Japan in 1949, which is the same year as Haruki Murakami. She then moved to Tokyo in her 20s and started working as a barista, and then also in pink films. She also modeled for the famous Japanese photographer Nobuyoshi Araki, who I love, especially his street photography. And he created this series of her, which is called Izumi, This Bad Girl. Fun fact as well, the pictures at the front covers are also pictures that Nobuyoshi Araki took, which I find really cool. She then married Kaoru Abe, who was a saxophonist. There's actually also a movie that depicts their toxic relationship, which is called Endless Waltz. I've never seen it, but it's on my list to watch. From Terminal Boredom, one of my favorite stories that she wrote was Women and Women, where we see a post-apocalyptic world is ruled by women after the collapse of the patriarchy. The other story that I love the most was called Terminal Boredom, and we follow teenagers in Tokyo, specifically Shinjuku, and how they're emotionally desensitized. They just act numb, and that is due to the excessive screen time, which I feel like was so ahead of her time back then. She then took her life at 36, which is why there's, I guess, not a lot of work published, but yeah, I'm so excited to get through her work. Then Set My Heart on Fire, which is the novel, is actually not sci-fi from what I know. It is set in the underground bar and club scene in Tokyo. It happens during the 70s, so there's apparently a lot of mention of music bands that were famous at the time. The story follows Izumi, which is kind of like an autobiographical story, but not really. It tells the story of Izumi in her turbulent 20s as a depressed young woman who meets very unreliable men, and it's all around drugs and music. So yeah, I'm very excited to read it. I'm actually obsessed with the fact that Nobuyoshi Araki took these pictures, and they are the cover. Like, Nobuyoshi Araki's books are so hard to find. I have one and I'll just give you a quick tour later, but they're just so hard to find and they're so expensive. So I cannot wait for my next Japan trip so I can pick a book up. But look how cool that is. She just looks so alluring, so mysterious. I'm definitely someone that will pick up a book if I like the cover, even if I know absolutely nothing about the book. of missed that feeling when you are kind of super obsessed with a book and you can't wait to just like finish doing whatever you need to do to start reading again. Having a yogurt with some blueberries, almond butter, flax seeds, yeah, and it's so good. I love this Issei brand. So far I am kind of liking the character, and I know that that can be controversial because she is kind of written supposedly to be an unlikable person in a way, but I find her very relatable. Obviously not everything. Sometimes I felt this kind of frustration with her. I just wanted to like hold her and shake her because it just felt like she could not help but try to satisfy all the men in her life, no matter how narcissistic or sadistic they were. She seems like a very damaged young girl who is yearning for love, but she is unable to love herself. Some trigger warnings if you want to read this book. She does have an eating disorder. Sometimes the way that this is written can feel a bit triggering, so yeah, just a heads up. Yeah, she's just, I guess, having fun, having just relationships with leaders, and while she's doing that, she has this kind of apathetic behavior towards herself and others, almost like a disregard for her own safety. So she ends up in these dangerous situations. Like I said in my previous reading vlog, I kind of have a soft spot for, I guess, damaged characters or depressed, sad, imperfect characters. When someone is perfectly moral, when someone is super perfect, super nice, kind to everyone, it feels a bit boring to read about, I'll be honest. I am really enjoying it. Carry on eating my breakfast and listening to the CDs. I can't put the music on because YouTube might take the video down. So I already spoke in a video the importance to me about owning media, owning things that I like. By owning, I mean I can feel it, I can touch it, and no one owns, I don't owe anyone a subscription in order to be able to consume this media. So that includes magazines, CDs. Today's CDs are going to be the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I love the art. It's just precious. The quality of the music is much better in my opinion when it's a CD. Betty Blue. This is the soundtrack of the movie Betty Blue, or also called, well, this is the director's cut, 37.2 Le Matin. This is one of my favorite movies ever. It's a French movie. It's a love French movie. And I've got the book here. Guys, you have to read this book. Now that I have the soundtrack, I'm thinking about rereading it and maybe recording a video. I kind of see the resemblance between Izumi and Betty from Betty Blue in terms of being a bit wild and disregard for their safety. It's kind of giving BPD. Yeah, it doesn't specifically say that in any of the books, but that's the vibe that I'm getting. And I would even say that she also resembles the girl from My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Ottessa Moshfegh. So if you are into the kind of trope of a crazy woman, but also very alluring, someone that I guess men find very attractive, but once she goes crazy, they're like a bit confused. I don't know. That kind of trope, this is for you. help but think about how important Izumi was as a literary figure for women's rights in the 70s and 80s. The way that it's written and also the story, a little bit disturbing. Well, by a little bit, I mean deeply disturbing. Way also powerfully erotic and nihilistic, especially from Izumi's point of view. By the way, I thrifted this top the other day and it has some buckles. This just reminds me of like some Nordic kind of style, I don't know. I'm finding that there's so many quotable lines. I'm the over-dependent type, not a drop of self-direction in my body. Even when I have feelings for someone, it's just a dependency, a deep need for affection. And I'll still want affection from every other man in the world as well. I like this one. There's depth in not decisively agreeing. I would agree with that. Even though it's quite disturbing, there's also some tender moments with the men that she's meeting up with. So there's kind of like that dichotomy of, okay, they're super narcissistic and mean to her, but then there's also these like little pockets of tenderness. Very different to Terminal Boredom. Sci-fi stories were very original, and I would love some of the stories to be even developed into novels. But yeah, they're short stories, and this is a novel, and it has nothing to do with sci-fi. So just very different. I prefer her writing on sci-fi, if I have to be honest, but I'm still enjoying this. So all of these books are secondhand. So when I buy books secondhand, do not feel guilty. This to me is not overconsumption because I know I'm gonna read these books, and some of them I am super excited about. James Lovelock, The Revenge of Gaia. Next one is fiction. It's a fiction book. This is To Rest Our Minds and Bodies. How beautiful is this? I saw the Yoshitomo Nara drawing in there, and I thought I need to read this book. It's about a girl that studies psychology. Saw this and I knew I had to read it. The next one is called Boredom by Alberto Moravia, and this is about a failed artist in Paris, I think I want to say, or New York, I don't know, who's a failed artist and kind of feels bored and numb about life, and then he falls in love with a younger girl and he tries to basically control her or something like that. Thought it was interesting. Also love the cover. Anything NYRB. If you live in the US, you're so lucky to get these books, honestly. So lucky. We barely get these in the UK, and whenever we do, they're quite expensive. Then I've got Requiem for a Dream. Yes, I watched the movie. Yes, I was traumatized. However, I am very interested in seeing how the abuse of drugs is conveyed in the book, because in the movie is so mesmerizing. It's so just like nothing I've ever seen before. So I'm curious in seeing how that's captured initially, that was captured in the book. One, guys, I'm so excited. This is the third book of the Neapolitan novels. If you've seen my summer vlog where I was reading the second book, I refuse to buy the new editions of the books because I do not like to have books from different editions. Lo and behold, I found this in a secondhand bookshop. Same edition. This is the Europa editions, which I love because they're floppy, they're nice to read. So yeah, I'm definitely going to vlog this because the Neapolitan series is one of my favorite books ever. So good at depicting female friendship. I also found The Collector. This is a classic that I've never read before. This is The Black Sheep by Balzac. Beautiful cover. This is Singapore Dream and Other Adventures. This is Travel Writings from an Asian Journey by Herman Hesse. He is the author of Siddhartha and also Demian and Steppenwolf. One of my favorite authors. So I found this and I was just so happy because I'm going to Asia in January, and this might be the book that I take with me. I am also into travel books, travel writing. It's something that I want to get into, and I am hoping to have some Substack articles about trips. Perfume of the day is going to be Doson. So we're gonna put this on. On is a very, this is incredible. Fresh breath of air. It's not the best autumn perfume, but I think sometimes you gotta wear summery perfumes, flowery perfumes, airy perfumes to kind of get over that, you know, winter depression. Also love the arts behind. I got it as a gift. It's so beautiful. It's The World of Wong Kar-wai. It's the Criterion collection and it has been remastered with oversight from the director. He's honestly one of my favorite directors ever. How it looks like, it comes with a little book, which I think is so cool. And it's got some incredible photography, what looks like postcards with photography from his movies. By the way, my favorite movies are Chungking Express and Fallen Angels. In the Mood of Love. How pretty is that? Guys, I just love it so much. But I've watched kind of the more mainstream main ones basically. Received my developed film from Japan, and I went through it with my partner at a coffee shop, and I'm just so happy, so happy with some shots that I've done. Film means so much to me. I'm gonna put some of the pictures on the screen, but actually let's go somewhere where there's better lighting. Developed for like a year. And then I finally took them to the lab in my local town. Someone asked me how to get film developed. You just go to a photography spot in your local place. I would highly recommend just supporting local photographers or photography labs. And then you get them in packets like this for each roll. Film itself, I think for this one I used Provia, which took a long time to develop. As you can, don't expect the pictures to be perfect because that's not why I take film photography. I'm not a pro or anything. I'm just very happy and proud of the results. Some of them, yes, I could have done better. I feel like a lot have come out a little bit darker than I expected or shaky, and I think I need a new camera because I'm not good at understanding how to use my lens. With light changing a lot of them were a little bit darker than they should have been, or too much exposure. My favorite ones on the screen. I made a video about why it's important for me to archive my life, and this is one of the reasons. Almost done with the book. I'll probably finish it today. I am loving it, honestly. I think this is not for everyone, but to me it just captures so vividly the subculture of Shinjuku. There's being conversations of her with other people in her life That could be her friends, or it could be men that she's seeing. It's not like there's a lot happening all the time. It's more conversational about the general human experience. It clearly shows that dating, I'm not trying to generalize here, but dating musicians that are bad men at the same time is fun until it's not. I am discovering some really cool music that I've never heard before, especially, well, there's a lot of mention of American rock as well. Songs and artists that I'm not familiar with, but that I am looking forward to researching when I'm done with the book and listening to the songs that are quoted in the book. This could be something that you either love or hate. I'd say that this is just a compilation of shitty characters being shitty to each other. So yeah, just that emphasis on having flawed main characters, which to me is perfect because yeah, I just like flawed characters. Also that the drug and sex scenes that happen in this book must have been really, really shocking back then. So yeah, I can't even imagine what the response must have been when the book came out. I do think that it probably shocked a lot of people. Good morning. The only thing I'm doing today is read, and I love days like that where I just read. I went to the gym yesterday. Don't need to be anywhere. I've done all of my responsibilities as an adult and I'm so excited. I just wanted to show you, this is what I've been taking for vitamin C. I'm also very much into healthcare, wellness, and all of that kind of stuff. I just never talk about it here because, I don't know, I feel like people maybe are not interested about that. Are great. The flavor is also nice. This is my plan for today. Not touch my phone apart from filming. Reading that disturbing ending, I feel like I'm gonna need some magnesium. This is the magnesium that I take. It's magnesium glycinate. Helps me sleep. But first I need to take off my makeup, which I use the Herborian Centella cleansing oil. This is really good. It doesn't break me out. It's really, really good. And then today is retinol day. I use this a couple times a week, and it's the Medic 8. Let's see, the Medic 8 retinol. Really good. I finished the book finally. It took me not a long time. As you can see, it's quite short. It was bittersweet ending, but very painful. I had also a look at the ratings online, and I can tell that this is not the book for everyone. I would say it was definitely the book for me. It does leave you with a little bit of, I want something more, but I think I got that feeling also from my year of rest and relaxation, where it kind of just ends and you're like, okay, that's it then. That's kind of the feeling that I had with this book as well. But I did like it. I kind of plain, and there's a lot of talk, like I said, about music and songs. So it can be seen as a bit boring, but then suddenly in the middle, towards the end, there's kind of like a shift, and it just gripped me. Found that the last portion was almost a haunting experience. And the experience of reading the book is even more gut-wrenching when you know that the author took her own life at 36 years old. There are a lot of quotes here that I loved. I even journaled about one of them. I will show you my pages that I journaled. I do this kind of often, where if I find a quote that I feel like I can talk about a lot because I relate to it, then I will journal about it. It's a great way if you're struggling to find, I guess, topics to write about. There are a couple of quotes that do tell me that actually she may have BPD, which was what I was thinking at the beginning. She says, where's the fun if you understand each other and feel at peace right from the start? I'll marry someone I can conduct psychological warfare with. So she's someone that, yeah, she actually wants to live a life where there's a lot of arguments, and something that maybe because she's used to that since she was a kid. She also says, the most important thing to me was satisfying immediate sensual desires. So yeah, she's obviously not okay. It reflects on sexist disparities on how men and women are allowed to express desire. So if you're looking for a feminist book from the 70s or 80s, I think this would be a good choice. I would recommend you start with Terminal Boredom, the collection of short stories, and then you move on to Set My Heart on Fire. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I am so grateful for everyone. Like I said, please reach out if you want to chat. I would love, honestly, to meet all of you. And yeah, I'm just so excited for what's to come and how we're building this community here. Also feel free to leave a comment. I always reply. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing week and you enjoy and rest during this break, and you have a very cozy and nice Christmas. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.